Boostly Podcast Season 8. We are on Friday, the 27th of March. We are invited on Danny from Optimize My B&B. He's got @DannyBooBoo for his personal account, or you can go to Optimize My B&B for his business account. Broke out in Wuhan in China. He's been in Vietnam, he's been in the Philippines, and now he's in Bali. So he's been able to see a totally different culture to this, a totally different side to this. He obviously still watches the media and see how the media plays a part in all of this and seeing how it has affected different countries around the world. And he's got his own very strong views on this. And please sit back, relax and listen, and make sure that you make notes, and most importantly, put impact and implement the advice that we're going to give you. This is the Proactive series, all about the coronavirus. Enjoy.
Thanks for having me on. I am Danny. I run OptimizeMyBnB.com. 6 years ago, I think I started working for Airbnb, employee number 700. Since then, I've become a host, a super host. I worked for an Airbnb property manager. I started my own Airbnb property management company. 2017, I started living full-time in Airbnb. Those with you guys. I started off in January in Thailand, in Chiang Mai in Thailand. And this is when I first heard about Corona from my dad. He said, hey, come home now. I'll even pay for your flight. And then I moved, but it really wasn't a thing yet. This was very early on. And then I went to Vietnam in Saigon. It still wasn't a thing. This was February. And then I went to Nha Trang in Vietnam. This is what I do to get more views, on my YouTube, to get more followers on Instagram. So you have to understand, the amount of times I've seen the word apocalyptic in headlines the past week is absurd. Some are good strategies, some are not good strategies, but I guess I'll leave it there.
Basically, you have been in sort of where the coronavirus first began in January. You've been in and around that world. You haven't been in China directly, but everybody that knows the globe and knows the map of the world knows that Vietnam, Thailand, very close, the Philippines, very, very close to it. And obviously, you've lived with the culture and the cultures. And obviously where you are right now, and we were chatting before we went live about Bali. Now, we both know Bali very well. I spent a good 4 months of it there last year at the beginning of 2019. And what I love about Balinese people, particularly about a time like this, is that just everything that's going on there, every government is working around this differently.
We already went over that. They're probably going to be more terrified than the reality would suggest. Sending that preemptive message kind of calms their fears a little bit. The cleaner just said what they're going to do extra.
For the last 2 nights, we were looking at proactive ways of pivoting, proactive ways of bringing in income, even if you can't take bookings right now. And that, I like that. Number one, the Price Labs. So Price Labs is a pricing software. It helps you with the rates that you should be setting, or gives like a rough guideline based on what local people in the area, or just the general thing of what's happening. Like we've talked about pricing so much on these podcasts. We've talked about pricing a lot, and that's a really cool feature. So there's going to be a lot of people now, in the UK, for example, the only people that are really making bookings right now are key workers. So hospital staff, news reporters, whoever it may be. You've got to be a key worker.
And a great idea is to make your space event ready, or even better, list on an event ready type space. People who are, these are
the foot shake idea. People are renting out rooms in their apartments or in their places for shipping companies. So basically, people have obviously online shopping now is massive, and people haven't got the space in their warehouse to pack and get all the stuff in and out. So they're looking for more venues, and that's what they're also looking to do.